Good day and happy Monday. It is news time, breaking news Monday morning. Some of these headlines were gathered over the weekend. I mean, I really gathered them for the full week because sometimes they don't fit on the daily full shows, but this is where we wrap them up. There will be, of course, a Q&A at the end where I answer your questions, address your comments. That's valuable. So let's get into it. I'm Brian. Welcome to Future Ozza. Hey, man, bunch of news to cover. Why don't we do that? Model YL is rumored to start sales outside of China following Australia's certification. So this is an article. It's not a good one, and I'll show you why. Tesla launched the six-seater YL in China in August of 25, and it proved a hit with Chinese customers. Now the car maker has certified the car in Australia, the YL, the larger six-seat variant. A little longer wheelbase, a little more interior space, quite a bit more interior space. And rumors indicate it might also be offered in the UK. Could this be the first step towards a global launch for the longer wheelbase Model Y? Tesla has virtually abandoned plans to launch any new car models beyond the Cybercab. Previous projects, like the affordable compact EV sharing the Cybercab platform, were scrapped. Don't tell you know who, he'll be apoplectic. Meanwhile, Elon Musk's company tried to sell stripped down variants of the 3 and Y as affordable, but this plan backfired spectacularly, says someone who doesn't know what they're talking about because I see them on the road all the time. Even the Model 3 and Y refreshes were underwhelming, says someone who, again, I told you, this article, just terrible. Unsurprisingly, sales of Tesla EVs dropped like a rock across all markets. We're done with that article. There's only so many things you can get wrong before I say, what are you talking about? So we'll do this one instead. Tesla's finally taking its longer wheelbase family hauler global. After months of being a China exclusive unicorn, the YL has officially been approved for sales in Australia, saying that the wider rollout is just around the corner. It spotted a new filing on Australia Automotive Regulators Rover website, which now lists YL5NDB under approved vehicle types. We don't know the exact launch date, but we know it has been approved, and we know that Australia is serviced by the Shanghai factory. First true three-row SUV? Sure. I mean, I did a review of it last month when I was in China, and it is a lot more comfortable in the 222 configuration than in the 232 that you see with the Model Y seven-seater. Nice big touchscreen, lots of little improvements, little feature additions, and all that. US launch late 26 or never, as Elon had said. It's coming at the end of the year, if at all. I think if at all is crazy. I am confident that they will build them and that they will be coming out of the Texas factory before too long. And that's definitely not because I have inside information. And if I did, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Tesla Model YL was caught. This is from back in August, testing on the Nürburgring. They were spotted at Giga Berlin. So it seems like this will also be released in Europe. Tesla used prices jump as other EVs crash back to earth. What is this about? Well, there's this rumor, this persistent rumor that Tesla resale is the worst of the worst. And that myth began at the end of the pandemic crunch. You see, during the pandemic, people would go to buy a $35,000 Toyota, and then a year later they could sell that car for, $35,000. Oh, no depreciation at all. The trick is they didn't pay $35,000 for it. They paid probably $45,000 because the dealers were ripping you off. The MSRP has very little bearing on the used price, but the biggest factor is how much can I get it for new? When I was looking to buy my Model Y in 2023, there were a lot of people saying, look, I took a bath on this. I paid a fortune. I'm going to sell it for way less than I paid for it. It's like, right, but you're selling it for like the same price as a new one. Who's going to do that? Now that the incentives are gone, that has improved resale value of secondhand Teslas, secondhand anything really that had the $7,500 credit on it. While the ones that did not have the $7,500 credit, well, their used prices haven't really changed all that much, have they? So that created a market distortion. You have to price used cars below new cars. You just have to. So other companies are seeing bigger losses, bigger depreciation than Tesla. To highlight that, oops, I'm out of order on that. It'll come up later. We'll get to that in a minute. But we'll get to this first. MKBHD says Tesla stopped talking to me ahead of the new Model Y performance review that he did. This is blown way out of proportion. MKBHD is not angry or bitter that I can tell. Said he is no longer in contact with Tesla. Well, they don't have a PR department. If they have some new hotness that they want to get out to people, there are people whose job it is to get in touch with the right influencers to get that influence. It's not a standing department that's just waiting for that phone call. So unless it's a product they're actively trying to push, there's no one there. He said he had to source a car from a local dealership for his latest review. Good job, Business Insider. A dealership? His review company's latest Model Y performance, which hit dealerships in September. Now, the place he got it from is a dealership. They do have other cars other than Teslas, but the Model Y performance didn't hit dealerships in September. I don't know what you're talking about. You're bad at this, Business Insider. Social media's most influential tech reviewer said Tesla keeps leaving him on red. Correct. Hey, he got to see the Cybertruck first. He gave it a fantastic review. His 20.8 million YouTube subscribers said he had to take a trip to a nearby dealership to get the car in January. They stopped talking to me. It's not because I gave them a negative review. Correct. I think people really value what he has to say, even though I don't. I bought a Google Pixel 8 Pro because of his review, and I hate it. It's a terrible phone. Automakers typically offer loan cars to influencers and journalists for week-long test drives, and Tesla has supplied Brownlee vehicles in the past. And he even went as far as to call the Model S Plaid the best car of the last decade. Right. When they have something they're pushing, they push it. They're not really pushing the Y Premium, the Y Performance. It's just a car they released. I got to see it at a weekend event in San Jose where Tesla was like, well, we've got all of our cars here if you want to test drive one of them. I don't remember if they had the Cybertruck. They might have, but they had the 3s, the Ys, and the S and X. I'm not even sure if they had the 3. Maybe just the Y, S, and X. I don't remember now. Tesla's reveal was straight up not delivering on its promises. He took delivery of the new car. Oh, so this is why, and he sold his Cybertruck. Look, he had an R1T. Why not? You don't need 2 trucks. So, yeah, and he publicly canceled his $50,000 deposit on the Roadster. Right, but he still has a Roadster reserved. He just doesn't have 2 of them reserved. You don't need to. How's the stock doing this morning? That's unfortunate. Yeah, it happens. Tide goes in, tide goes out. What are you going to do? What you are going to do is support the channel. If you appreciate these things, it's still a small channel, still struggling to reach that almighty 100,000, at which point it's supposed to get easier. Whether or not it does, to be determined. Uber CEO just delivered disappointing news for Tesla stock investors. Did it? Tesla's $1.3 trillion market cap and 382 price to earning ratio show just how much future success is baked in. But CEO of Uber believes that they will handle more EV trips before the end of this decade than Tesla. It's possible, I suppose. I don't know how, but if you're Uber, you have to say that. Transportation industry's gone through a notable shift. In the past decade, we've seen electric vehicles take market share. It's been pioneered by Tesla, which launched innovative new cars. The investment community has extremely high hopes. And let's see, what is Uber doing? They're going to rise. They're going to rise to the top. Even though, as you'll recall, Uber had their own autonomous car project, which they sold for scrap. Given that it moves around so many people each day, Uber's at the forefront, particularly around autonomous vehicles. It doesn't. Wards Auto's reporting EV customer. Oh no, it's out of order. This is where I meant to be. Uber rolls out this bit of autonomous nonsense. They've got a platform just for AVs. If you've got an AV, bring it to us. We'll put it on the platform. We can do this. A new suite of services focused on helping developers of autonomous vehicles plug into its ride-hailing network. The move signals an aggressive push to add robotaxis to its platform. So this is great. If you have robotaxis, just bring them. We are ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll with it. Well, that's just Waymo, right? I mean, it's just Waymo. I mean, I guess Tesla could get in on this. They've talked about it in the past, but who are you talking to? All these companies looking at Alpamayo from NVIDIA, that's just tools. And I see people saying, oh, I think Ford's just going to use Alpamayo for their FSD. Alpamayo is just a tool. It's not a system. It's a tool with which you can build a system, but it's not the system itself. Uber's overall robotaxi strategy is to partner with AV developers, promising its demand forecasting app and its more than 200 million regular users to provide a quick payoff to the costs of building the self-driving car. So there it is, you guys. It's so easy. All you have to do is build a self-driving car yourself, and then we'll have a partnership. Oof, that's a weird ask. Hey, do you know that EV customer satisfaction has hit a record high according to JD Power? 2026 experience ownership study found that 96% of current EV owners would consider another one for their next vehicle. Because even the ones that aren't very good are still pretty good. I took my family on a test drive of a Chevy Blazer. And afterwards, they asked, who on earth would buy this and think this is amazing? And I said, people who previously owned a gas Blazer. It's better than that. If your last car was gas and you go to a pretty good EV, I think you're still going to have a pretty good experience. You're going to find it's a better car, it's a better drivetrain, it's a better experience overall. As a reminder, we will get into the Q&A at the end here, but we're not there yet. Tesla drops Autopilot name after legal pressure from California, published February 19th. This is a nice, hot, fresh article, but the story is woefully out of date. They changed that name a long time ago to AutoSteer, and that has nothing to do with why they dropped it. The problem with people whose job it is to connect dots and do so in a compelling and exciting way is a lot of times they run out of dots and start connecting things that are not even on the page. So that's something you need to be on the lookout for. Got some upcoming events. Figured I'd share those real quick. March 6th or 7th, it looks like I'm going to be doing a factory tour at Xiaopeng with you. I've got 5 tickets. They're already given out, but I should have. I'll find out today if I'm getting more tickets, if I'm going to be doing my own little private group in Guangzhou, China. If you're there, maybe you can join us. Chattanooga Charge coming up in March. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Lots of big events there going on. And in April, I will be at the Tesla Diner, which is there's going to be an event there. Tickets on sale now, teslaclubla.com. I think all of the early access tickets have already sold out, but I will be there. It's going to be a hoot. And then, of course, if you can make it to June, summer meetup in Muskegon, I will be there as well. I'll be at all of these, but yeah. And these are not sponsored segments. These are just things that I do. I always promote events I attend. Can Tesla replace a police Tahoe? One Texas department's about to find out that the answer is, of course it can. So much of your gas is wasted idling all day. These don't idle. Oh, these work. When I was running the podcast years ago, every week we would have another police department announcement that they've picked up a Tesla or Mach-E or some other EV to use in their fleet. And with very few exceptions, there was no problems. Ready, set, flop. What a great headline. Ford shuts down $5.8 billion factory just months after opening as 1,600 workers lose job and lash out at the manufacturer. Well, I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's in Kentucky. Kentucky's having the day they voted for, I guess. You voted for politicians who despise electric vehicles and electrification. What did you think was going to happen? So this factory has shut down. Ford still says they're moving forward with EVs. Are they? I'd be very curious to find out. They are trying to follow the Cybertruck with the electrical tech with their new EV pickup, a pickup with no release date, no real anything, no information at all. They've got a Skunk Works operation that they say it's radical, it's revolutionary. Jim Farley says, even I'm not allowed into the building. Guys, if you want to know what the problem is with your electrification strategy, consider this. It's cultural. Why do I say that? Because if the biggest problem is that we don't dare let you guys get into the building because we know you'll muck things up, you're the problem. So we'll see. The point here is that it would have 48-volt architecture, that it would have a structural battery pack, a front and rear casting, and it would be a small pickup. They've got things like this, which look like a Cybertruck, but rounded. Great. We'll see if it happens. And if it does, I don't know. Hey, look at that. If I can hit 100,000 subscribers this year, new deal, I will let a baby seal club me. I think that's a fair deal. You guys can let me know what you think. Officials under fire after allegedly giving Tesla special treatment. Our whole industry will just go down the toilet. What? What? You're telling? Okay. So this is in regards to the California Clean Air Resource grants that they give for Class 8 semis. A state decision to earmark 165 million in vouchers to support Tesla's all-electric semis is receiving backlash, according to the LA Times, who famously despises all things Elon. Critics say that CARB and its nonprofit partner CalStart gave Tesla an unfair advantage that is faced for the semi that's faced delays and failed to meet certification standards. Well, certification standards are, is it actually a clean air product? Yes, it is. What are you talking about? They don't sell anything that burns dino juice. So what? I haven't seen any proof that Tesla's been able to satisfy the requirements, said a senior official from another EV manufacturer. Of course he would say that. This is concerning to me because these are rules that I have to follow. So how are they getting around it? Ridiculous. What are you talking about? You think the state of California is giving Tesla preferential treatment? The state of California is not especially friendly to Tesla. They absolutely take them for granted. So this is a one heck of a deal. What they get is a $120,000 discount off the sticker price. This applies to Kenworth and the e-Cascadia, to anybody who's making these. And a lot of these have already been given out. And if it's hydrogen, it's double that, a $250,000 discount on a hydrogen truck. Okay, so that was Nikola's entire business model, is that we can sell a $400,000 truck and it's no longer prohibitively expensive if we get the free money from California. So maximum reported vouchers can reach up to 420,000 per truck in certain enhanced or pilot programs, like if you're a small business or some kind of other subgroup. It's pretty ridiculous. But a normal amount is 120,000, which would mean that day one, your Tesla Semi is at price parity with others. Almost to the end here, our brutally honest 2-week review of a used Tesla Model 3, what we loved and what drove us crazy. The performance, this one had 91,000 kilometers on the clock. Not too bad, about 55,000 miles. But what did we love? Well, it felt clean, it felt tight, it felt new. But there's some misunderstandings here. The suspension is softer, trading a touch of cornering bite for everyday comfort. No, the suspension is better. The fact that it's not a rough ride as it was in the previous Model 3 doesn't mean it's actually softer. It just means it's more comfortable while still giving you the performance. Remains among the most thrilling EVs you can buy. Giant center screen is great, but it doesn't have CarPlay. Oh man, premium connectivity is a paid add-on. Yes, correct. That's just a car. You're just describing a car. And you'll want your own Spotify subscription, unless you have YouTube Premium, in which case you get YouTube Music for free. That's what I do. Enhanced Autopilot proved uneven. On highways, it's useful, but in dense urban traffic, the system breaks a bit abruptly. It's not meant for dense urban traffic. Enhanced Autopilot is not meant for that. So that's fine. Yes, the driver monitoring nudge can also feel naggy as the steering briefly stiffens while engaged. And yes, the wheel-mounted turn signals and touchscreen driven wipers are a bit awkward. You don't have to use the screen to activate or deactivate or adjust the wipers. You can do all of that on the steering wheel. Range and charging, great. They had plenty of range for their journey and family-friendly with caveats, but overall, a good review. What annoyed us? Enhanced Autopilot, the wheel mount, the lack of stocks. I get it. No hatchback. It's a sedan. You're surprised a sedan doesn't have a hatch. Fair enough. Glass roof heat on sunny days needs better shading. Reasonable, fair, I suppose. Depends where you live. And for that matter, I was just going to show this. Platt Auto, again, not a sponsor, has all kinds of Secondhand EVs, look at that. A 25 Equinox with 1,600 miles, 26,000. That's brutal depreciation, but a heck of a bargain for bargain hunters. EV6, that's great. 13,000 miles, 35,000. Not too bad. And right now they have a whole bunch of Teslas on here, 16 of them, but they're all pre-refresh. So a 24 Model Y with 15,000 miles for 35,000. Heck of a deal. Heck of a deal. Let's get into the Q&A, shall we? We've got a few minutes left, and I think that's a good use of our time. 10 minutes we've got. 10 minutes. Ask you questions. Let's see if we can get them in. How is everybody? Is it finally warming up where you are? Anything I can do to help the channel? Thank you, Highlander. Appreciate you, man. What is the consensus on my hair today? Terrible. I need a haircut. That is without question. I asked for a notification. I didn't get mine. It could be because I did have the time set wrong. I had it set for 9 p.m. I set this up very late last night when I was going to bed, and I was very tired. Everyone hit the thumbs down button. You can do that. That works the same. It is a decorative button. Engagement equals engagement to YouTube. Mostly excited for vehicle to load. I want vehicle to grid on every model. Absolutely. Think of what we could do to stabilize the grids of the world if every car at our discretion, at the owner's discretion, could give back, say, oh, I'm going to dedicate 5% of my battery, 10%. If the price, here's the price I want, here's how much you can take. And some people would be ridiculous. They'd say, well, I'm only going to do it if it's 50 cents a kilowatt, and I'm only going to give you 5% of my battery. Someday you'll wake up in the morning and you'll get a notification saying, oh, by the way, you made 25 cents last night or whatever it might be. We only took a little tiny bit. Maybe you got $5. Who knows? Vancouver says hi and thank you. Appreciate you so much. Vancouver, two of my favorite places. I'm close to one of them. I assume the other one. I'm in Washington. I have yet to see a Model 3 or Y with a steel roof. So the Model 3 standard still has panoramic glass. The Model Y standard has glass, but it's painted. You can't see through it. There's a headliner on the inside. The tell on the Model Y standard is that it has a light bar in the back rather than a light diffuser in the back and no front light bar. So the steel roof, you're not going to see that because then they'd have to reconfigure the paint line so they could paint the roof. They don't want to do that. Thumbs up or down, both count as engagement. Correct. DRK in the house. Hello, my friend. I bought more Tesla today, so I'm not mad. There you go. But what if I feel like freaking out about every little twitch in the stock price? You can do that. You have that ability. I don't know if you have that desire. That's up to you. There are people who absolutely panic. People who see the excitement, see the enthusiasm, maybe see good earnings or an exciting product launch and say, I'm going to get in. And then the next day they're watching it obsessively, staring at it, going, oh my gosh, what on earth am I going to do? I don't know. What are you going to do? Uber doesn't have the capital to compete, period. Well, they don't need the capital. They have your capital. They have the partner's capital. They have Waymo's capital. We don't need capital. We are a middleman who doesn't have inventory. We don't have that many employees, though frankly, I don't know where all their cash goes. We don't have vehicles. We don't need any of that stuff. That's our partner's problems. Alpamayo is a terrible name. It's the worst. That's the worst. It's like a vanilla camel. NVIDIA is really trying to get level 2++, whatever that means, in the upscale vehicles. And according to Lucid, that is kind of plug and play, but the Thor chip for FSD is not. I don't know if there's going to be such a thing as plug and play for FSD. Sounds like fun. Yeah, I've got adventures planned aplenty. Uber has an AV video on its channel released a couple hours ago. Okay, well, maybe I will check that out. Space Coast, very, very jealous. I've never seen a rocket launch. I've been to Space Coast twice in the past few years. Just missed launch windows. Ford press releases seem like random shotgun shots. Are they? Are they in or out? Ford press releases are so much cheaper than actual R&D. Toyota's learned that. That's why they keep announcing batteries they're going to happen in like every 18 months, 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 years. And it's been since at least 2009 they've been doing that. It's very frustrating. Greetings from Oregon's Soggy Coast Range. Uber drivers will migrate to Tesla FSD. It'll make their lives much easier. Once they know, once they find out, once the secret is out. I mean, the F-150 Lightning was outselling the Cybertruck last year, so Ford will sell trucks to the US audience. Was it? What Ford was doing was selling them to dealers. Dealers wound up with all of them. At one point last year, when people were saying Cybertruck Lightning sales are astronomical, they're doing so well, I went on Auto Trader, looked nationwide for new Lightnings for sale, and found that at that time, half of all the trucks that had been built in the year were still on dealer lots. If you go look for new inventory, they're still available. For a discontinued truck, there sure seemed to be a whole lot of them sticking around. They were channel stuffing. So unfortunately, Ford spent 20 years convincing their customers that electric will never work. And then when they went to sell electric, said, how come our customers think it won't work? Because they believed you, which was in itself a mistake. Can I assist the baby seal? Probably. I mean, baby seal doesn't have thumbs, so it's going to need some help. Upfitting base model Cybertruck is the ultimate police vehicle. Oh, upfitted. Yes. Oh, I mean, it's a little dystopian in appearance, but hey, did Brian freeze or is it on my end? Not frozen. Doesn't appear frozen. Does need insulation in the studio. Yeah, it's chilly. How am I doing today? Not bad. Today is a is a balmy in studio 55 degrees. Oh, 50 on the dot. That's 52. Balmy. Balmy. Darn spell check supposed to say IDR. Okay. Was the other EV executive Trevor Milton? No, because he's just not allowed around. I'm the fact that he was pardoned is concerning to me, and the fact that so few of the Tesla people would address it was even more concerning. People who I can get on the show to talk about absolutely anything would not talk about it, and I thought that was shocking and upsetting and unhealthy and unwise. Where's the guy with the blue badge in this room? I don't know what that means. Sounds like something I'm not clever enough for. It's not warming up. I'm in the blizzard. Oh no. Will Robotaxi come to New Zealand? Well, like all things, eventually. We see no reason why it wouldn't. So yeah, maybe. Did warm up, got back to the 50s. Now it's below freezing again. Got a couple more minutes. Get your last second questions in. What do you think is going to happen to the price of the Cybertruck after 10 days? I don't know. It sounds like Elon wasn't in on the final decision and he didn't appreciate the final decision. So I'm hopeful that volume is sufficient during these 10 days to show them that, look, we can move some units if we keep the price right. If the trim level is canceled entirely, that's not good for the fate of the Cybertruck. So hopefully it comes around. Just jumped over from a TFL video talking about the accidents, 4 times more. They're claiming a robotaxi will get in other than compared to a human. I've covered this in 3 different videos over the past week. It's wrong. It's including accidents that a human would never report. Things like a 1 mile per hour, no damage, no injury parking lot touch of another object is required to be reported. Humans don't report that. They get out, they look at their bumper and go, meh, and keep driving. So that's the big one. And it includes a lot of not at fault accidents. Going 0 miles an hour when a bus hits you. Is that Tesla's fault? It's not. So I don't know how many videos I need to make about that. But the haters will pretend I've made 0. Even the haters who've seen my video will pretend I've made 0. So I'm doing my best, man. But yeah. Any word on Cybertruck light bar? No, I haven't heard one. It's a road rules thing that makes it, you're not supposed to put it on from the factory. I'm not sure. I'm hoping you're going to speak on Roadster and then speculation. I called Pete the other day, but he was on a conference call, so I'll try later this week. I have no news on Roadster. I made a video years ago saying it's the dead last priority if it comes at all. And then, of course, this week I get people in the comments saying, you've always supported it. No, I haven't. I don't know who you're talking about. I think they lump all Tesla channels into one. Meanwhile, in Portland, rain, rain, rain. Surprise. Yeah. Let's see. Nice to see the Chargers out front of Gruber Motors. Okay, Trevor Milton pardon was pretty shady. Oh, it's precisely shady. His attorney was the U.S. Attorney General's brother. So people wouldn't comment on Milton or Nikola people. Tesla people would not comment on Trevor Milton's pardon because of who issued the pardon. If you need a co-pilot going to the Tesla diner, let me know. Maybe I will keep that in mind because I am going solo at this point. The only question is how long am I going for, which remains to be seen. The young guy on TFL has a bizarre overarching hatred of FSD. What does TFL stand for? I'll stretch the video to find out what that is. What's to comment about Trevor Milton, Meltdown Milton? Well, plenty. Got nothing to say. Just had lunch. What's in your lunchbox? I don't know. I think I'm having ramen for lunch. I got the frozen ramen 6-pack from Costco that has real chicken and real vegetables. I saw Gruber battery backup in an IT room. Very interesting. Oh, interesting. They do manufacture them. I've seen them. I've toured, as you know, Mr. Mo. I've traveled. I've toured the factory. I've gotten to see it. Didn't realize Pete put chargers out front. Ramen, so you can buy more stock. Well, of course. I mean, I can't afford stock anymore, but if I could. Okay, guys, if there's anything, what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? Leave it in them comments below. We're already a minute 43 over the deadline, so I got to get going. Got more recording to do. And then, of course, my adventures begin afresh on Sunday. Let me know when you're coming to Space Coast. I'd love to show you around. I don't have Space Coast on the calendar at this time. As you can see, my calendar is quite full. Everybody else, like, subscribe, do what you do. Thank you for the support from those who are supporting, and everybody else, stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots on the flippity flop.